Hi, good to see you today and welcome back to my channel. I'm working on a tag book and I thought I'd turn the camera on. I think this will take me a few days to get this together. So whilst the weather's fine, I'm doing a bit of work outside. Anyway, I am going to try not to get my head in shot whilst making this. My last couple of videos have been shocking. Anyway, to start with, what I've done is I've taken 6 sheets of book page and I've glued them together. So it makes quite a nice thick board. And mine measure 7 inches tall by 4 inches wide. And you'll need 2 sets, obviously, one for the front and one for the back. And I've actually marked mine because I think my front cover I managed to line them up a little better. So I've taken that for the front. So that's the start. 6 sheets for the front glued together, measuring 7 by 4, and 6 of the same size for the back, for the back. And my paper is quite thick. It's, trying to find a sheet here. It's from, here we go. You can see it's really quite thick. Okay, so I'll just put those aside. Now, for my pages, I'm actually using pockets, and I've already printed some script onto 100 gram, I think it was, paper through my printer, and folded them for my pockets. And what I've done is I've started with a 7-inch tall and come down 1/2 inch for each so far. This is the 4th one, and just to show you, I score mine and then fold. And I don't think I need to tell you how you do this, but basically you score. I've alternated mine. Every other one opens on the side, so I've got a top one, a side one, a top one, and this front one will be a side pocket. So I've made sure I've got a bit of turn back on the sides, and then obviously what I need for the top and bottom. So I'm going to trim this out, glue it together, and then I'll show you the result. Okay, so there we are. I'm trimmed it down, ready to fold and glue, remembering that the side will be the opening for me on this one. So I want to glue this one down. Oops. I think I'm going to sew these so I don't need to go too crazy with the glue. And this one. So there we are, there's our side opening pocket. And that sits on the top like so. Next thing to do is to decorate all of these. Decorate the front pages and then add some tags. Hi, so for my tags I decided to make a masterboard, a collage masterboard, and I've used a page from a product book, which was quite nice, sturdy cardstock or paper, thick paper. And this is my masterboard, made up of scraps and fairly largest pieces to start with, and I will actually cut it now into tag shapes and then finish off with focal images, maybe a few bits and bobs, and see how that goes, see how I like it. I'm not very good with collaging great big areas like this. I know they look different when you cut them up, but we'll see. Okay, so I'll go and cut them up and I'll be back. So this is one of my side opening pockets, and it has also a flap on the front. So I've decorated. Now I want to make a tag to fit in this pocket, and this is a piece from my masterboard. As yet I haven't backed it, but I thought I'd share making of this one tag. The others I have made, and I'll just show you those at the end. And before we start, this is, I don't have one of those posh whale tail stamps, punches, but I do have a circle punch and a smaller circle punch. So I make this style, and I'll just show you how easy it is. So basically, punch a hole or punch a circle, fold it in half like so, and then you just want to take the corners off. So I turn my smaller punch upside down, and basically I'm looking for a wedge. Don't know whether you can see that. So I just cut out a wedge. I know some people put this on the other side to get an identical wedge. I don't, I just eye it. Do it by eye, it's close enough. Helps if you put it somewhere you can see it. There we go. So that gives you pretty close to a whale tail. Okay, see that? All right, so I've punched that one out. I have this image that comes from, I'm going to have to list. I've used basically all my digital prints come from the Graphics Fairy, but there are a couple, the Old Design Shop, I've used a couple of hers, and this company, whose name escapes me at the moment, but I will add it at the end. I just like this guy. Okay, I've got this other image here too that I'm thinking of using on the back of this card as a little flip out for some extra journaling. Anyway, first off, I need to back this. And I've backed mine with brown paper bags, paper from. This is, actually I bought this to wrap glass and china when I moved. But this, I think, was wrapped around some meat I bought. I mean, obviously the meat was in a plastic bag first, and then this was wrapped around the outside. So I thought, oh, there were no marks on it, I'll keep that. So it's handy for backing cards and tags. Yes, I'm using my wet glue. And I'm going to sew this tag, so I don't need to go too berserk with the glue. And I could have used my Yoo-Hoo just as easily. And to go there, I think that's a reasonably straight edge. Okay. Just trim this up. Some I trim, some I tear, but I'll trim this one. So I'm going to put the tag on the top. So there we go, that's backed. Now I will put the tag on so that I can stitch over it. And I like to place mine so that these points are to the top of the card. Okay, like that. That's on. Right, I'm going to go and sew this and I'll be right back. So halfway round I remembered about my flip out, and I really want to attach this before I stitch down this side, so I'll go ahead and do that now. It's a lucky save. Sometimes I just, you know, I get something in my mind and I just go for it without really thinking it through. Never mind. So let's make sure we get that reasonably straight. Yep. And I don't mind that you get that little image on this side. I don't mind that at all. So I'm going to sew straight through there, but with the tag open. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, so that's done. That's the flip out on the other side. So let's add the other pieces. So I want this one half and half. There, and this one down here, I think. Let's have a look. Maybe a bit lower. That one. Yep, I think that's it. It's just gone in. I had the blinds closed because the sun was so bright, and I have those vertical blinds, so I get stripes on the table. Now the sun's gone in. This might be a bit dark. Okay, let's get that up out of the way. There we go. And this tiny piece. Actually, I'll use the glue stick for that. I just thought these pieces added more of a masculine look to the tag. Okay, so now this image is actually from, I've remembered, from Antique Papery, and I've printed this onto Sumi paper. So it has this, when you tear it, it has this lovely fluffy edge, which I really like. So he's going on there. And because this is so light, I'll use glue stick. It works quite well. Just make sure I put plenty on, so we don't want him escaping. Where's my card? Here we go. And actually it almost looks like napkin paper. So you can actually see through it ever so slightly. Here we go. So this gives I backed this with the same white wrapping paper, and that gives just a bit more writing space. I could really do with something here to help hold that, perhaps. Do I? Maybe not. Oh, that pops in there okay. All right, so that's that one. Done. And on to the next step. The next step was to bind this with my new binding machine, and I think I'm going to end the video here now, and I'll share the flip through on my next video. This video is about 20 minutes long, and the next one will be about 13, so I don't want to chance YouTube messing up this one. So I'll be back with the flip through soon. Thanks so much for calling past, and I'll see you next time. Bye.